Hey everybody, this lesson is on solving systems of linear inequality. So we've done lots of this before. We're just going to combine a few things here. So we're going to graph the system of linear inequality. So we're going to first graph the lines y equals 2x minus 1 and y equals negative 3x plus 2. Just remember this one's a dotted line right here and this one's a solid line right here. Okay, let's go ahead and set up the graph right here. And I'm going to go ahead and graph this negative 1 first. So just remember, just pretend like this says y equals 2x minus 1. And then we're going to go ahead and graph that minus 1 right there. So there it is right there. And then from there, I'm going to use this slope. This slope is up 2 to the right 1. So up 2 to the right 1. It's a dotted line. Then we got a shade. Do you remember we're shading? So 0, 0 is a good point to test. You can test 0, 0 as long as the line doesn't go through 0, 0. If it does, then just pick another point. And if 0, 0 makes this inequality true, then I shade that side of the line. So let's test 0, 0, okay, in this inequality. Okay, so I'm going to plug in 0 right there and 0 right there, and does it make it true? Is 0 greater than or equal to 2 times 0 minus 1? 0 is greater than negative 1. So that's a yes statement. So I'm going to shade, since 0, 0 is on this side over here, I'm going to shade this side, but I'm not going to shade it yet because I still got to graph the other line, the other inequality. So I'm going to graph this one, and where they both overlap with the shading is the answer. So let's go ahead and do the plus 2. There's that plus 2, and then this is going to go down 3 to the right 1. Down 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Going to put a point right there. And then this one is a solid line because there's a bar right there, so it's going to be a solid line. And then let's test 0, 0 again. Okay, is 0, 0, oops, you can see what I did there, is 0, 0, 0 is less than negative 3 times 0 plus 2, that's true, 0 is less than 2. So that's a yes. So since 0, 0 is on this side, then I shade this side of the solid line. Okay, so it's going to be in this little pi place right here where those two shading parts overlap. So there's the answer right there. Okay, all right, let's try another one here. Okay, so here I have 2x is greater than or equal to y plus 1. I'm going to put those in, what I did was I subtracted y from both sides. So I did minus y, that's this blue guy right here. Okay, then I'm going to use the intercept method. All right, so when x equals 0, just pretend like, so here's when x equals 0. So when x equals 0, notice the 2x goes away because it's like 2 times 0, so it goes away. So when x equals 0, we're left with, and pretend like that's an equal sign, negative y equals 1. That's what this says, negative y equals 1. So y will be negative 1. So I'm going to graph 0, negative 1. There it is right there. And then when x equals 0, remember we're going to go back and take away, I'm sorry, when y equals 0 right there, then that minus y goes away, and now we have 2x. 2x equals 1. So divide both sides by 2, and you get x equals 1/2. So I'm going to graph the point 1/2, 0. Okay, this one's a solid line. All right, so it's going to go right up through there. And then test 0, 0 is 2 times 0 greater than or equal to, and I plugged it in this one. We could have plugged it in this one also. Is 2 times 0 greater than or equal to 0 plus 1? Well, is 0 greater than or equal to 0 plus 1? That's a no, you guys. So I'm going to shade that side, the other side. Since 0, 0 is on this side and it was no, that means shade the other side of the line. Okay, I'm going to do the 0, 0s on this one also, you guys. So here we go. When x equals 0, then I'm going to cover up that x right there. Okay, so when x equals 0, watch, I'll see if I can cover it up. This is what I did. I'm going to just cover this x up right here. Okay, and I'm left with 2y equals negative 2, so y is going to equal negative 1. Okay, so when x equals 0, y will be negative 1. Okay, so remember this, when x equals 0, that goes away. So we have 2y equals negative 2, so divide both sides by 2 and you get y equals negative 1. So I'm going to put a negative 1 right there, okay? All right, and then there it is, graphed right there, okay? And then when y equals 0, so I'm going to cover up this 2y now. Let's see, did I do that in this next slide right here? All right, so when y equals 0, this piece goes away, and I'm left with negative x equals negative 2. That's what this says right here. So x would be positive 2. So I'm going to graph 2, 0 right there. Okay? All right. So let's, Didn't mean to do that. So let's go ahead and graph 2, 0 right there. Okay, this one is another solid line. Going to test 0, 0 again. So is 0 plus 0 greater than or equal to 2? I'm sorry, negative 2. Is 0 greater than or equal to negative 2? That's a yes, you guys. So I'm going to shade the side that 0, 0 is on. Okay, so we got to blend these two together, you guys. So it's on this side of the red line, but it's on this side of the blue line. So where they overlap is this little pie piece right there. Okay, so that would be the answer right there. All right, let's try one with 3 inequalities. Okay, I'm going to go kind of fast on this one, you guys. All right, so here's y is greater than or equal to negative 1. Y equals negative 1 is this horizontal line. So since 0 is greater than negative 1 and 0, 0 is on this side, then I shade this side right here. Okay, this is going to be a dotted line. X equals negative 2 would be this vertical line right here. So it's a dotted vertical line, and greater than, well, which way do you think greater than is? To the right or to the left? Well, to the right. 0 is greater than negative 2, so it's going to be shaded that way. All right, so now this one, I'm going to do the zeros again, you guys. So when x equals 0, 2y equals 4, so y equals 2. And when y equals 0, this goes away, x equals 4. So I graph those 2 points. Here's 0, 2. Here's 4, 0. It's a solid line. Okay, so there's my solid line. Whoops. Right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and test 0, 0, and so 0, 0 made it a yes. Okay, so that means it's going to be below the blue line, it's going to be to the right of the red line, and it's going to be above the purple line. It's going to be this little right triangle-y kind of shape right there. Okay, so it's above, it's to the right of the red line, it's below the blue line, and it's above the purple line, so it's that little right triangle right there. Okay, all right, you guys, I'll see you in class. Take care.